Hi everyone. Are you the sort of person who relishes the opportunity to spend time alone? Or are you someone who doesn't really enjoy their own company and would instead prefer to be distracted and or surrounded by others? I used to be the latter. I would always get so bored spending time alone. I'd feel restless and I would actually find it more exhausting being alone with my thoughts than being physically active. But my attitude towards alone time has evolved drastically over the years. And now, not only do I enjoy it, but I actually couldn't live without it. Now, this transition wasn't something that happened overnight. There have been lots of situations that have contributed to me finding alone time to actually be quite satisfying. Some of these circumstances were born out of conscious choices. For example, choosing to travel alone. This was something that eased me into spending time on my own. But there were also situations that were forced upon me, such as developing a chronic illness, which meant that I had to quit my job and stay at home all day with pretty much minimal interaction with others. And whilst this was much harder to process because there was kind of no end date, it was still an important component of my journey. But this kind of newfound appreciation for this alone time did not always exist. There were times when I felt so frustrated and empty, and I just had nothing to do with my time. And there was only so much Netflix I could watch. And it got me thinking about why we find it so hard to spend time alone. And I think it's because as humans, we typically need personal interactions and external validation in our lives. We often rely on it for our self-esteem. For example, on a day-to-day basis, most people receive validation by way of, a colleague saying, well done, or a stranger saying thank you, or by making a friend laugh. And without us realizing it, these forms of positive interactions are essential for our confidence and sense of personal belonging. So often when spending time alone, we do not have access to kind of these affirmations, meaning we end up really craving it. And it was this revelation, about myself at least, that made me realize that by altering the need for this, I could change my perspective on alone time. So instead of relying on others to lift me up, I had to become my own personal cheerleader. And so not only has this removed my dependence on others to make me feel good, it's also given me an opportunity to just stop and think about the world around me and what I want from it. As we rush around, ticking off items on our to-do list, often in survival mode, we don't get the chance to digest recent happenings and what's going on around us, and therefore we don't get to learn the lessons that are being taught to us. We don't always prioritize and ask ourselves important questions like, are we focusing our time on the things that are most important to us? What do we believe in and stand for? Am I the sort of person I want to be? In this blink and you'll miss it society, with our short attention spans and never-ending sources of distraction, we don't switch off from the outside world and take the time to reflect and reboot. So the next time you have a chance to be alone, regardless of how long it's for, don't be afraid of it. Be sure to take time to reconnect with yourself and really get to know you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. As always, let me know what you think and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.